The 32nd episode of Beneath the Kotatsu. For this week on chose a big 24-epper. I thought it was going to be a standalone anime, but it has several spin-offs and second season. My Goddess, the 2005 version, I believe on.
Yeah, it's technically the first. I guess they had like several releases for it, including movies that were done in like the 90s, and then I guess it had like the series done in the 90s. But this is like a whole new fresh remake for the anime, which they re-released I guess in 2005. And keep in mind, I didn't choose this anime. You chose this anime.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you know.
You baited me into it? Is that what you're going to say?
Yeah,
I was like, better not be on my Goddess. And they're like, I'm choosing on my Goddess. Like,
exactly. Yeah, because I was like, what anime should we watch? And the first thing that came to your head was like, oh, better not be Oh My Goddess. I'm like, okay, well, it's gonna be Oh My Goddess then.
You finally got me after years of not wanting to watch it for whatever reason. Which honestly,
you triggered my trap card.
Honestly, it was just a time investment. It was 24 episodes, and man, this show is mostly just filler. It did have very good arcs, and
yeah.
I can't decide which of the three goddesses I like the most. Technically, the Skuld and Urd are not goddesses, right?
They are goddesses.
I thought Beldandi was the goddess because she had her Valkyrie. Is that how it works?
I mean, they're goddesses. Like, they have wings. They're angels. So.
Oh, right. They have their divisions, right? First class, second class, third class.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So technically, they're all goddesses. Just one is more powerful than the other.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's basically how it is. And I don't think Skuld is currently she's still in training, or if that's, or if I recall correctly, she's more into like the bug fixing division.
Well, she's
whatever that
hella
that is.
She's like the Ein. No wait, Ein was the Corgi and Cowboy Bebop. Ed is who I was thinking of.
Wait, okay, so wait, before we go into like very minute details, can you explain to the people who've never seen Oh My Goddess what the show is about?
All the show is about is this guy in college named Keiichi Morisato, who happens to be a devout member of, was it the Auto Club? The car club?
Yeah.
Auto Club is basically never had a girlfriend or anything like that. And just one day he's like, oh man. Look, it's been so many episodes, I almost forgot how it happened. But basically he ends up summoning a goddess. How did he summon the goddess, by the way?
Through a phone call.
Oh, just a random pickup?
Basically, like he was supposed to call someone to check on like an email, or not an email, like a mail or something like that, or to cancel something. I forgot.
Oh, right, I remember. So
yeah.
All of his teammates, what are the two big guys? The one guy with the spark plug for the earring and the shades, and then his other construction worker looking roommate. They were like, oh, we're going to a party. We need you to stay at 9. We're going to get this call. And he's like, oh shit, I need to return this to Blockbuster, or whatever the equivalent was for them. Then he ran back and picked up the phone, and it happened to be the goddess line, and he happened to summon Beldandi at that time. And she's like, I'll grant you your wish. You've been not pious person, a virtuous person, even in the face of, was it bad luck or misfortune?
Yeah, but like, so what happens is that he Beldandi, the goddess, shows herself to him because he's been a virtuous person.
Right.
And she grants him one wish of his choice. And she's like, well, you know, you can pretty much wish for anything you want, you know, like if you wanted to, you could wish for the destruction of the whole world.
No, she's not gonna do that.
She has to if he wishes for it.
Oh, that's true. She would.
Yeah, she would. But then she goes on and says, yeah, but we would never show ourselves to someone who would actually make that wish.
Oh, yeah, for real.
That's the thing. And I love his thinking. He's like, the first thing that went to his mind is like, oh, great, another scam. This is probably a scam.
Well, that's kind of how he is as a person, right? He's like very doubting of people.
I wouldn't say doubting, but he's like, you know, like,
doesn't want to open up too much of himself.
Yeah, like that meme where I forgot the meme, but it was like the meme where it's like, oh boy, I'm gonna go outside today, and it's like a blob like breaking out of like a picture frame, and then it gets punched, and then it makes like a bigger frame. It's like never again. That's kind of like basically him when he first asked out what's her name for the princess or
the queen
whatever her
lady
name is? Sayoko
Mishima.
What's her name, right?
Yeah,
She
was great.
So I mean, she starts out as being like an absolute like Karen. Like that's the type of character she is. If I would be like describe her, she's like a Karen. But like throughout the anime, she kind of opens up herself to him. But we'll talk about that a little later on. So basically what he does is that he's like, okay, well, my wish is that for you to stay by my side forever.
And
she's
he
like,
definitely agonizes over what wish he wanted to, but after like a minute or something, he immediately goes, oh, I could get a girlfriend or something like that.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, like, she could read his thoughts the entire time, right?
Could you read?
She could.
I think she could.
Or his feelings, right? But that was after the wish was granted for her to stay by his side forever. So initially she could read his mind. After her powers were limited, she could only see his feelings in colors like red, angry, etc.
Right. So so that basically now that's the type of anime we're in, is that like now they're living together and then they have to try to figure out like, oh, like what have I done? Like now we have to try to find living arrangement and stuff like that, because the auto club that he's currently in is an all boys auto club, and like they like the main rule of the building is like no girls allowed.
The dormitory, course, right?
Yeah, the dormitory. So he's already broken the first rule, and the best part is that like after he makes the wish, like the guys come back, and then like of course they do that trope where he trips over the girl, and then they're in like the situation where it's like, oh, I could explain, and then he immediately gets kicked out.
They're like, oh, our sacred sanctuary has been defiled.
It's like, I really love it that in like episode, like that was like the first episode in like episode 3 or whatever, like the whole school is just on board with her, like just being a transfer student at the school.
Well, not the queen. They like had to shenanigan their way into doctoring her documentation of the system as a college student. And what's up with the principal? It feels like he knows.
I think he does, but I think he's pretty chill with it. He's like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, he's an old dude. He's seen a lot of stuff in his time, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, he's a random person on campus, whatever.
The part that I remember was when they were sitting in the lecture hall, and the teacher was like, oh, I've never seen you before, and Morisato was like, oh, she's the new transfer student, and then he looks around, and then there's like a bunch of like all these people just surrounding them, and he's like, right, and then the entire school, like entire like classroom was like, yep, that's correct.
There was definitely like 3 rows of chairs, and everybody just congregated on the middle row around Belldandy and Keiichi.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Like, they're obviously drawn to her automatically because she's a goddess. I guess she has the aura to have them unconsciously do that.
I don't think that's what it is. I think she's just like really hot, beautiful, and everyone just want to be with her. Like, I just love the trope that whenever they're like walking down like the school, everyone's like, oh, she's so hot, but then like, why is she dating Morisato? Oh, that's a great trope.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's kind of like how it is in real life, right? You see like a super short guy with a tall lady. But Belldandy was more or less his height, right? He's like 5'3", Keiichi.
Isn't she just a little bit taller than him?
Probably, yeah.
Maybe, yeah. I think so. What I thought, okay, so like before I go any further, like I just wanted to get your opinion. Like, you said you probably saw this before, but have you seen this anime before?
I'm like, I feel like I have, but it was so long ago I already forgot. Like, this must feel what early stage dementia feels like. Can't remember anime that I saw 10 years ago. Not that it's dementia's funny, but I vaguely recall Toraichi and Otaki, but not too much after there. The seniors for the auto club.
Oh, I mean, for me, I saw this when I was very young, and it's been stuck with me for a very long time. I think this is the reason
Yeah.
I really like this anime. And honestly, if you've shown me an anime I've watched before, I would immediately know if I've watched the anime or not. Even if I don't know the name and I don't know the characters, I would still remember it enough to where I'm like, okay, I've seen this before.
I've done many late night, well, not late night, entire night marathoning whole entire shows and like going to school without sleeping.
Well, that's the thing. I don't think I've ever like, oh my god, this is the first anime I've seen that wasn't on TV. I actually got this as a DVD from someone. I feel like I borrowed a DVD. This was off a DVD of someone I borrowed. So I don't know if it was ever aired on TV. It probably had, like, it has an official English dub, but I don't think it was ever aired officially on like a TV program.
Probably was. I would imagine this is the type of show that's okay for airing on TV. Maybe Toonami at some point.
I don't think Toonami would pick up this type of show though. That's the thing. Like I don't see I don't see it Toonami picking up. Like the only channels I know that aired anime was like, of course, like you have Toonami and then their darker side, which is Adult Swim, you know, like during midnight or whatever. And then the only other channel I can remember is like the Sci-Fi channel, which they did a lot of sci-fi ish anime or whatever. But besides that, I don't remember any other channels that actually aired anime back then. So that's my thing of like, I don't think they've ever officially aired Oh My Goddess as like a TV release. I think it was just a DVD release.
Probably. Didn't they have like an anime network too you had to pay extra for? It was like a small network. I never got it though.
I had like cable. I like just basic cable. No, I think I had like Xfinity, but we just had like the basic package. So
yeah, we
I
wouldn't
don't
have seen
recall.
it.
Yeah, so I don't really recall what all they had, but I'm pretty sure if they ever did air Oh My Goddess as like a TV show, it'd probably be on like a special, like limited, like pay-per-view or like a pre-purchase.
Nobody would
channel
pay-per-view
package.
this one. I don't think outside of
Not
Japan.
pay-per-view,
No
but
way.
like a package, but like an episode package or whatever they called them back then. You know what I mean? Like if you buy the sports channel, you're also buying like 30 other channels you'll probably never watch or whatever. That's what I'm saying. But overall, with Oh My Goddess, like, did you enjoy watching it?
Yeah, it was a great watch. I felt like the second half was so much better than the first half. Well, not
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
absolutely. Immediately when they introduced Gold, that's when it picked up. After like the first 6 episodes, it slowed down a lot. It was the Scold introduction, like 14 or 16.
Well, but they introduced Erd first before Scold, so even the introduction.
Yeah,
of
but it
Erd
was
didn't
more
really...
the same. Like there's still like how many
I
episodes did Erd spend trying to get Keiichi to kiss Belle Dandy just so
Probably
Heaven
like
would get
3
fixed?
total, like 3 total or
Yeah,
something.
I felt like those dragged
Technically-
on for me. This was a
Heaven-
lot of the same.
But the thing is, what like she didn't do it to fix Heaven. She just did it just because she wants to do it. You know, like that. The reasoning was, oh, if you guys kiss, Heaven will get fixed. But we all know that wasn't true. And I love the backstory Belle Danny tries to sell to Keiichi about
What?
her sister being like a good person. She's like, yeah, she's a good person at heart. Because I remember when I was sick, she stole Stalagnir, the 6-legged horse, to try to find this medicine for me. And then Keiichi's like, oh, whoa, that's good. And then she's like, it would have been, except she got so excited riding the horse, she rode it for 3 days and forgot all about the medicine.
Somebody else got the medicine for her. Oh my
Yeah.
Dude, that was I think oh man. I would put Belle Dandy at the bottom of my ranking. Then maybe Scold in the middle and then Erd at the top. I forgot she was has certain characteristics about her that I forgot
She's
about.
funny. Yeah. I'm like Belle Danny at the bottom notch. She's top tier waifu. I don't know about you. I love Belle Danny. I know like coming like I could totally see why you put her at the bottom of your list because she's like
Nah man,
vanilla.
she's Keiichi.
She's vanilla, right?
I can't do my boy Keiichi like that, dude. This is waifu. Nobody else's. Dude, if you try to get Belle Danny as a waifu, the system would work against you.
But I'm saying like you're not choosing her as a wife. She's like best girl. That's
all right, best girl. Belle Dandy, but I really like Erd.
I understand because Belle Danny's super vanilla. She's like pretty basic when it comes to like, but like like this is the reason I like the show, is just because Belle Danny. Um, and I thought it was really weird that they have like Norse like mythology names, and then they're like there's Buddhism, and then they're just mixing a bunch of stuff together.
Yeah.
I'm like, and the reason why this anime caught me so off guard was that when I first heard the name Bill Danny, I was like, that is such a weird name, especially for a Japanese anime, don't you think?
I didn't really think twice about it because they always borrow words from other stuff, especially like a lot of magical girl shows with German spells, or card games like Weiss Schwartz and stuff like that.
Yeah, but like even with that, like they have like pretty much generic sounding names, but Bill Danny is really like,
Well, yeah,
when
they
it comes
lifted
to
it
it,
from
like,
Verdandi, right?
yeah, but I'm saying like that's what I'm saying is like when it comes to name, that's really out there, like really out there. Like I don't think I can really give you another name that's like that far out there in
I
terms of
mean,
like,
whenever I googled Beldandi, just without Oh My Goddess, it was Oh My Goddess is the first thing that pops up because they took it from Norse. Verdandi
yeah,
would be the correct pop up for that.
spelling, yeah. But I mean, they also take Scold and Erd, which are also the sis,
Sleipnir
like,
is also
in the same, yeah. So they're following the same mythology as that, but yeah. Um, I'm surprised you didn't find the first half interesting. I love the first half of the
It wasn't
season.
interesting. It just I got frustrated with Keiichi, dude. That's all.
Oh, because he's like so
Yeah.
meh the whole time.
Because
I
I was like,
understand.
fucking do it. Like I'm like Erd. I felt like Erd watching the first few episodes, but like a little kid. When you fight your action figures as like a 5-year-old and you just smack them against each other, chipping the paint and stuff like that. That's how I felt. Like, fucking do the thing.
You basically
you
basically turn to Shia LaBeouf. Just do it.
Do it now.
Don't let your dreams be dreams.
It's very appropriate for this show.
Actually, I enjoy pretty much all of it except for the last like 3 or 4 episodes where they actually had like a storyline.
I really liked that. It was good.
It was alright.
It was alright.
Storyline. Yeah, it was alright. It was storyline. I'm like, storyline's cool, but I just want more general like funny episodes, because I love the funny episodes, like the one where they're just doing stupid stuff.
Well, that's
like,
all of them.
yeah, like that, I think this is the reason why I like Oh My God so much, is because it's just so stupid and they just do like a bunch of stupid stuff. Like,
all right,
the part where he takes her out on a date and like they go to an auto show.
Well, she took him out on the date because she wanted to get closer to Keiichi.
Yeah.
And before that, wasn't that when Beldani was asking for tips on how to be romantic, and then the queen, being horrible person that she is, refers her to the player of the college, and he takes her to a hotel, and she's like, get the fuck out of here. Gives him all the magic, spinning whirlwind of deaths and all that stuff. Goes full exorcist on him.
Yeah.
Man, I felt so good whenever the god of poverty showed up and fucked with that guy.
The
guy that says, what does he say? Ka-ching, cha-ching, or whatever.
Ka-ching, yeah.
Well, he says it differently if you listen to the dub or the sub.
Yeah. Oh, I guess we should talk about that real quick. So I've actually seen the anime multiple times. I've seen it in both dub and sub. Yeah. And I would say that both of them are very great. They're very good. Like,
there's only like 3 characters that I didn't like in the dub, and they were all minor. So
which one were they?
Remember the evil lord in the little pot with the mouth and the eyes? The Lord of Destruction, like a big artifact.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I didn't like the voice. I didn't like the voice of the god, the almighty one, in English. And who else was I not into the voice of? I'm like half not liking how the I can't remember.
I think
together, it was a minor character, like one episode probably. I think it was the monk.
I mean, all together, I was fine with the monk. I was like, he had a fine. I mean, all together, they have like probably 20 sentences put together. So that's super minor.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. In regards to the voices, they're like not. I'm kind of the opposite with you, where there's no voices I hate, but there are voices in the Japanese that I enjoy more than the American. Like the Keiichi's sister, she has
Yeah.
like a really nice snarky voice in the Japanese, where you don't get that as much in the American voice. That's like
No.
the biggest one, is that you don't get that like really snarky voice. And then of course Sayoko, like she has a more like snobby voice.
Like in
But
the
I mean the
Josama
American,
or
I guess kind of, but Sayoko American is just done just as well, because Americans are really good at doing like that Karen voice. So I was fine with that. I was like, okay, sure. Like the reason why, if I would never recommend the dub if Bill Dandy didn't have a good voice, but they chose a really good voice actor for Bill
Oh, yeah,
Dandy
they did.
for the dub. So I was like, I'm totally
And
fine
she's
with
able
it.
to do the singing spots.
Exactly. And then Keiichi had a good voice actor too, so I
Both
was
of
fine
them.
with that. Yeah,
I think
so
I
both of them
prefer
had a great voice.
Dandy and Keiichi in English, to be honest with you.
I mean,
That's
I
just personal
know.
taste, though. They were all great. Japanese a little
Yeah,
bit better for some scenes, I think.
of course.
Because
Yeah, of
I,
course.
like, for Scold specifically, I rewatched a few scenes in Japanese and English just to see which one I liked better. I
Hmm.
know when on the episode where Scold was trying to get an angel, she was spying on her sister Erd, and she was like, "Oh, she doesn't have a goddess too." And when she imagines in her mind where she's, Erd's on the floor groveling and Scold's triumphant giving the laugh.
Yeah,
In Japanese, way better. Ojo-sama laughed. Oh,
of course. Like
yeah,
Japanese have like mastered the perfect laughter for all the characters.
for sure.
That's like the one thing. Um,
Oh,
so
Scold, I guess, sounds a little bit too,
mature.
typical little sister voice that they did back in the day for English VA. I
Oh,
guess it's
kind of like
hard for an adult to do a kid's voice.
squeaky high, almost like
Yeah.
overly squeaky high.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna smash ya. I don't know how to
I,
say it. I don't have a girl's voice.
I can see that, but I'm fine with her voice. It's like she doesn't have
Cartoony.
that many. Yeah, she doesn't have that many roles.
Well,
Like
she was a little shit. She had the perfect little shit voice. I don't think you could do a better English voice for her. I just, in general, don't care too much for it. It's alright. It's not like something that's auto not watch for me.
yeah, like she had a fine voice. I'm fine with it. It's like that's the thing. I wouldn't recommend the dub of like one, like if one of the voices really got on my nerves, but all of them were fine.
Yeah, they're
Like
great.
yeah,
This was from like a
nothing.
really good era of dubbing, wasn't it?
Yeah, like nah, I wouldn't
No,
say
the late
it's
end.
2005, so probably 2006 of dubbing or something like that.
Oh,
So
right. This is like back when they were recycling a lot of the same. Back before it
yeah,
had a lot more actors. Good casting is what it had.
yeah, it had good casting. Yeah, it was great. Like all the voices were great. Didn't really throw me off at all.
Best voices were the seniors, though, for sure. They sound way better in English.
Really?
Otaki and Teraichi. Yeah.
I mean, I like the
Because they're
you're
supposed
saying
to
the
be
name.
like towering ogres, right? The guy in
Yeah.
the white shirt.
Well,
The,
they look American, right? So I mean, they have good American voices.
it's not that they look American, it's just like they're not supposed to be, handsome men, right? They're supposed to be
Yeah,
these towering ogreish brutes, and the Americans have that perfectly down.
they just have that voice.
Spark plugged in the ear is really nice touch.
Like you're saying their name, and I don't like the only name I go by for them is Daichan and Denchan because that's what they always call each other.
Yeah.
I mean they're really cool. I enjoy them as characters too. Like they get very minimal spots, but whenever they show up, it's always like a good laugh because they always do like the stupidest stuff.
Did you feel it was necessary for Bell Dandy to say Mr. Keiichi every time
You know what?
instead of just Keiichi-san or Keiichi?
I feel like it's because of the Japanese kind of way of trying to say something.
Oh,
It
yeah.
doesn't translate over to the American side.
Oh,
so
you know what
well.
it could have been? is
What?
Beldandy's always speaking politely.
Yeah.
So I
That
guess
that
that's why she did it.
yeah, because that's like if in the Japanese, she would like Keiichi-san or whatever, like Mr. Keiichi. So I guess that's what they're trying to represent when they move over to the
The
American side.
politeness, yeah.
Yes, the politeness. So it doesn't translate over very well because it sounds kind of weird whenever
Yeah.
it says Mr. Keiichi, but that's the closest thing you're gonna get. So,
True.
I didn't mind it. It is translation, so you're gonna get that type of thing. With whatever anime you're gonna watch, it's never gonna get a perfect translation ever. But in regards to episodes, did you have like a favorite episode?
I had a favorite episode, and then it got quickly replaced a few episodes later. I believe it was the first episode where they introduced Mr. Banpei or Banpei, the Banpei-kun's robot.
Yeah,
and he like falls in love with Beldandy.
I love that he had like heat-seeking Neko
He has everything,
missiles.
Dude. Mahler was the one that I didn't care too much for the English, but he's a demon. The voice was okay. It wasn't bad. It was just on the least favorite out of all of them, I think.
Wait, it's a girl. Mahler's a girl, right?
I haven't. It's a demon. I don't know.
I think it's a girl, but I'm not positive. I think it is though. But in regards to Banpei, he's an alright character.
Banpei was hilarious, and it was my favorite episode until Keiichi got turned into a girl.
Oh, that was a pretty great
the full
episode
Miss
too.
Doubtfire. It was hilarious when his friends came to visit, and he had to pretend to be somebody else. Like, oh yeah, I'm his cousin. Keiichi's gone, but he just invited us.
What was the name he gave them?
It was like Keiko.
It was like Keiko. Oh,
Yeah.
That's right.
Keiko. Oh, you tried on the lipstick. And Megumi saw through the bullshit when they were talking about Auto Club stuff in front of him. He's like, oh, I ordered that part yesterday. You should be fine. And they looked at him all sus.
I mean, it would make sense, right?
Yeah. He was probably dying inside. I wanted to see him go to the college, but the best we got was him thinking about how it would be.
I love that instead of a girl, I think one of my favorite scenes was like him turning into a motorbike. And I was like, it was only like a 10-second thing, but I thought that was really funny.
It wasn't
too.
a 10-second thing. It was a whole episode thing.
Was it?
Yeah. He got turned into a motorbike. Then they tried to turn him into, a different form. It was like a little tricycle. And then it was a moped. And then back to the bike.
No, I think it was just a bike for it wasn't that long.
Erd rode him.
And then he turned into like a flat piece of paper, and then he flew away, and then he turned small, and then a bunch of stuff happened. I can't recall everything.
So that was two separate instances. The bike thing was because of Mahler putting a spell on him, and they didn't have the password to remove it, so Erd had to track him down on Keiichi. She rode him. It was funny how he would just communicate with beep beep, and they knew exactly what he's talking about. And they even went to his old dormitory with the bike.
The bike.
And they felt somehow connected to him. I guess because he's a piece of machinery, but as if he were Keiichi. And I think the Keiichi turning into paper was when they were doing the mass bugs, right?
Yeah, the mass bug destruction.
He turned 2D inside of a 2D show.
Yeah. Talking about bikes, I really like that episode where they when they were sending Keiichi off because he's not allowed to live in the dormitory with the girl. They end up fixing his bike, and
that was nice, warm-hearted.
Yeah, that was nice of them. Yeah, and I think my favorite episode is, I think it might be the poverty demon, that episode, or the
poverty demon was pretty great.
Yeah, that was a good episode.
English stuff, I couldn't tell if he was trying to go for French, Spanish, Italian, or just a combination of all of them, because he would say French things and then he would be like Dios mío or something like that.
I mean, he does that in the Japanese too, right?
It sounds better in the Japanese because
it's more, it flows better, right?
Right. This guy just threw stuff out. I mean,
that makes sense though. It makes sense. I mean, it's translation.
It's a demon. It doesn't matter. He's a cartoon character. It's not like he's gonna win an Emmy or anything like that for it.
what was it? I like that episode. It's a tie between that episode and the racing episode,
Oh, where they build a temple, or where they do the dune buggy race
the dune buggy
to
race,
close the
because
club.
I like the dune buggy one just because like that's the first time you actually see Beldani get like really angry. But like not the type of anger where she like where she destroys anything or anything like that. But
Changes the weather instantly.
yeah, like unlike the demon one, where like I don't think you don't see she doesn't get angry, she gets so super jealous in that episode.
That's the one where Mahler messed with Keiichi again, right? Or he took over Megumi's body.
Yeah, his sister. Yeah, he takes over the sister's body, and basically, every time like they get a chance, like the demon like tries to take over Keiichi's mind or whatever and make him do like stupid stuff.
Oh, that was the god of poverty, right? That episode?
Yeah, the god of poverty. Yeah, takes over Keiichi's mind and then he makes him do like perverted stuff. And then all the luck is always on his side, where like the perverted or the bad thing he does is always like sought into like a better way or something like that. Like the part where he like falls over Sayoko or whatever, like he was like all over her. And then
that one was a little bit like Beldani convincing herself that's what it was, but the other ones were a little bit more.
No, that one was justified because he fell over on Sayoko and she got super mad, and then a huge ass like metal door fell from the roof.
There was definitely a big lag of time between Keiichi falling and then the big thing coming down. Obviously, it takes time for stuff to fall, but that just felt like enough of a catalyst to convince Beldani that, okay, it was just an accident.
Yeah, it's like, use your body to protect her.
The best one was probably when, there was only 3. I forget what the second one was, but the third one was, there's a sign on the club room, don't come in, I'm changing. It's probably one of the senpais. And he just like smashes the door open and she's like with her pants down.
She passes out.
Yeah, and then gas leak behind conveniently.
Like Beldani, like you can see like she gets jealous and then everything in the club room starts getting like destroyed, like crumpled in.
Oh yeah, the second one was the caterpillar in his sister's shirt.
Yeah, and then I love how Mahler was like playing along with it too. Like she overreacts to everything, and she's like, "Oh my god, you do this to me like every time. Like I can't believe you're touching I can't believe you're touching your sister. Such a pervert." And I love that episode because you also get like a mini episode along with it, because you follow like the little teddy bear, the little ghost that used to haunt Megumi's like house or whatever. You follow him along, and then he's all like trying to get to Beldani, trying to tell her that that Megumi's been taken over by a demon, and then she needs to like save them or something like that. But yeah, I really like that episode. And the reason why I also like the car episode, like the dune buggy one, was just because like how motivated Beldani was during that episode. It was a very minor thing where she's the part where they like.
Well, it wasn't minor. That was the whole reason for them doing the race. She wouldn't back down.
No. So Keiichi was the one who instigated the race.
But then she backed him up with it.
Yeah, she backed him up, but the part I liked the most was like when the bad guys come to destroy the bike at night, and then she does her little magic thing, reveals that it was them that destroyed the bike, and then she gets all like super mad at them and tells them to leave with like a magical command. I was like, and then Erd is like all like telling Keiichi like, oh my god, they've done it now because Beldani's all mad and everything. And then I love the part where they like just talks to Beldani casually. She's all happy, and then the part she goes like, "Oh, I don't think we can win. I don't think we can build this bike back." And then Beldani immediately shut back, "We're gonna win," like every time.
Oh yeah, that was definitely the big episode that asserted Keiichi had the determination to not be a wimp in front of Beldani and to like They try to be, I guess, heroic or not heroic, but I can't
Yeah.
think of the word. But
Just be like, yeah, yeah, like he just wanted to be like a better person in front
yeah,
of
that's
her or
where the
whatever.
player wanted. I don't
Yeah.
remember his name, but the dude in the green suit wanted Beldani to break up with Keiichi.
Oh
Because he was
yeah.
thinking if Beldandi sees Keiichi's a wimp in front of her and backs down when I, put the club on the line, she's gonna break up with him and go with me.
I mean, even if that was his thought, like Bill Day would never break
No,
up with
of
him
course
because
not.
yeah,
But he
yeah, of
doesn't know
course,
that.
yeah.
The whole episode
uh,
just pushed them both closer together, so that's good.
Actually, in that episode, remember when we talked about that episode where they they replaced the so in the Japanese version they had an English
Oh
voice
yeah,
actor.
the driver.
Yeah, for the driver, for the bad team's driver, there was like a professional drifter or something
Rally
or
car
driver.
racer.
Yeah, and they spoke English.
What do they say in
And then
Japanese?
what do you mean? What they say in
In the
Japanese?
Japanese dub, what in the original? What did the driver say?
It was stuff I don't remember. Like she only had like 2 lines.
Yeah, it was like a
But
curse word, right?
yeah, she when they left the starting line, she was like oh yeah, let's get it started. And then the other line she had was like when she got stuck, she's like oh fuck or something like that.
Which is funny because a professional rally driver probably wouldn't get stuck in sand.
I mean, I don't think usually professional rally drivers don't usually drive in sand though. That's the thing.
Well, I mean, if you're the sandstorm either way came out of nowhere, right? Is that how it
I
was?
guess I don't know anything about professional rally driving, so I really have no comment.
Yeah, they have
regarding
like
that.
a B driver and an A driver, but
Yeah,
he
but
just got
in
stuck.
regards,
It doesn't matter. It's a cartoon.
but in regards to the American side, the dub they had to re-dub it over because I guess for like the DVD or whatever release, like they didn't want any cursing or whatever, so I guess they removed that.
But I would imagine because
with.
of they would have to pay and the English voice actor on the Japanese version. And with international rights, it's kind of weird, isn't it? So I imagine just because of international rights, they would have had to recast that. Might have been cheaper or less paperwork. Plus, it's only like 3 lines, so it's whatever.
It's only 3 lines, so they probably just got someone who was already one of the other voice actors to do it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Like they're not gonna hire a new person just for 3 lines.
Hey, the janitor wants to make a cameo.
I mean, it was fine. I thought it was just really hilarious that they replaced the Japanese voice actor with an American voice actor, even though they both spoke English. Like they both had English voice lines. Yeah. So I don't know. I thought that was funny too. Any other? Let me see if I can remember any episodes I really like.
You know what? Just quickly, small little detail I didn't really connect until the end of the show. So remember when Mahler is like, the weakness is shown, he can't listen to rock music, or he gets attacked by Mayoneki Nekos and whatever good luck charms, he gets weakened.
Yeah.
I didn't connect that Erd listening to Enka music would have made her a half demon.
Oh.
It didn't cross my mind at all. I'm surprised.
Well, you wouldn't know that until like near the very end.
Yeah, they reveal it.
Yeah, until they reveal it. So, like, even if she had a weakness towards Enka, like you wouldn't really know. Like, oh shit, it'd probably just be like a side thing where she's like, oh, she has a weakness towards Enka.
I thought it was just like a personality thing, but I was also waiting the entire time to see what Beldandis and what Scolds would be. Like, what type of music makes them weak. But it was just her thing because she's half demon.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying is like they follow through really well with a lot of these characters, like with their tropes and stuff like that. Like even with Mahler, even though she's like such a minor character, they build her up pretty well, I guess. Like even though she's only in like what 4 or 5 episodes total.
Yeah, but big, the big, what is it, antagonist to Keiichi and Beldandi, I'd say. Aside from Scold, who's less, just more of a little sister being protective.
Honestly, like
territorial.
I don't even see Mahler as being like the big protagonist.
Mahler was Team Rocket status, but he was a catalyst for them.
Like honestly, like if I was gonna choose a protagonist, I'd probably choose like Erd and Skull as being the protagonists because they always do like stupid stuff that always
Antagonist, you mean?
Yeah. They always do stupid stuff just to get like, you know, a
In the
rise
way.
out of Keiichi or whatever.
Oh, yeah. I guess the
Right.
queen lady too from college would be even a
Yeah.
bigger threat.
Like
But they
I really like
escalated.
I really like the episode where like what was it? Erd was making like this like potion or candy or whatever. Beldani ends up eating it, and then she like turns to like I guess
Assertive.
I think the English translation they used was like a loose woman or whatever.
Oh, is that what it says?
Yeah, I think so. I think if I can recall correctly, I think it's a loose woman. I watched it in America, but I think that's what I recall from it when I first saw it in Japanese or whatever.
Yeah, I just remember that I didn't bother looking at the Japanese version for that, but I don't remember them saying anything about loose version woman in the dub.
Loose woman.
Yeah, it was.
No,
Erd was like,
that
"Oh
was
my
just
god,
a-
it's finally happening! They're gonna kiss," and she was all excited.
That was a little more than kissing because Beldani was like
She woke
going
up
like
in his bed.
like going like full on all the way or whatever, like, and I was like, did she like after she ate the candy, like she was wearing like a
Just like a dress with the spaghetti
Yeah.
straps.
yeah, I was like, did she actually go out and buy like new clothing after
Nah,
that
she
or something?
zapped it on. You already
oh
know.
that's right, I forgot.
But they
she
went
could change
clothes shopping
clothes.
either way for whatever reason, just for the lingerie.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm like, I totally forgot that she could change clothes at any time. So, yeah, there's really no need for them to go clothes shopping or whatever.
Not at all.
It's fine.
You know what I also really liked when they showed
What?
the goddess realm and they're doing all the computer stuff. I was like, man, this is like alternate reality of Evangelion showing the other side of heaven versus nerve.
We're gonna.
Definitely had that vibe. I almost expected the Evangelion OST to start playing.
I can see that.
Dude, it would be legit if somebody like did a mashup of those two shows with the OST played. They just like splice it.
Like with them just being on like the computer the whole time, like just pressing like random
Right.
buttons or whatever.
Oh my god, there's an error. The shows the system's down, and it'll
The
just show
system
like
error? Oh my
Ava
God.
Unit 1 and, you know, Samariel fighting or something like that.
Like on like the Evangelion side, you know how like whenever it's an error, they always have those like red hexagon popping
Yeah.
up. and then I guess on like the oh my god side, whenever there's an error, I like they always have those like winding staircase of feathers or whatever.
Yeah.
I
The
mean that's a good
runes.
representation. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna change my mind. You know what my favorite episode is? I think my
What?
favorite episode is the one where they find the Buddhist temple and then they start living there. That's a great episode. I
It
love
was
that
really
episode.
good.
Yeah, I think that was like episode 3 or whatever, where or and maybe it was episode 2 where
It was
get-
2.
you know,
because the same day they had to get the place, right?
yeah, where Keiichi gets kicked out of his dorm and then they need to find a place. They stumble upon a Buddhist temple run by a Buddhist
monk.
or a monk, yeah. And then the monk is like, okay, well, you can stay here for a day, and then if you want to stay here, you got to work. So he gets Keiichi and Beldani to start cleaning the place or whatever. And then
Why can't
during
you
one
be
of the-
more like Beldani?
like,
Look how clean
yeah,
this is.
And then during the part where like Beldani's like cleaning the Buddhist statue or whatever, she starts glowing, and then he's like, something's not right here. What is going on? And he camps out. He camps out outside of their room,
Thinking she's a demon.
yeah, or something like she's like evil or something. She wakes up in the middle of the night and then she summons like her holy angel. She starts singing and then
Holy
everything.
bell.
Yeah, everything gets repaired, and the Buddhist is like he wakes up kind of like midway through her singing. He sees all this and he's like, "My God,
I gotta
my
go
life is
train."
my life has been a failure. I need to go trade." So he packs up, and then he goes off, and then now they have a whole Buddhist temple to themselves as a house, and I'm like, okay, well that works out.
I mean, that's the whole thing for Beldani. She makes things happen just by willing it.
Like I feel like the Beldani's like, do you remember the Monkey Claw, like the show The Monkey Claw?
Well, I know of the monkey paw with the 3 wishes.
Oh yeah, the Monkey Paw. basically how it works is that you make a wish on it, and then you get your wish, but the wish always ends up being something like negative, right?
Yeah, you always have to be explicit with genies and monkey paws.
Yeah. Well,
I
monkey
think the
paws
monkey
always,
paw would regardless be
yeah,
bad.
it's always bad. Bill Danny's kind of the same way, except hers is always good in a way.
Yeah.
Where I remember the part where they ran out of food, and then Bill Danny made a wish, just for them to get by, and then all of a sudden, like, Keiichi's sister shows up with just a bunch of food, and I'm like, okay, sure, that works, right? And I'm like, I was like, I'm usually not big on prayer, but I'm like, the power of prayer is pretty strong on this.
Praise Beldandy, or praise the Almighty One.
Any other episodes you really enjoyed? You want to talk about?
I definitely enjoyed the last episodes. I can see why you didn't like them, because, I felt like the evil guy transferring bodies, it went on too long, and then he got stuck in a floppy disk, and she just flicked off the open closed lid on him and put on a magnet. That was probably the best way to kill a bad guy.
I mean, it was very quick. Like they rushed like the actual storyline. Like,
yeah,
you could literally cut the storyline to like probably 5 episodes total.
Oh, for sure.
And that would have been it. The rest is pretty much filler, which I enjoy my good fillers.
Dude, the episode where they go to the beach and the sister's like setting up traps for him, and she like makes an entire android of a girl that's fallen over.
The where's like the part where she turns up like the weight limiter when he's carrying her.
Oh, he's so heavy. I don't want to be, offensive.
I don't want to be offensive, but why the hell is she so heavy?
And then she explodes because he realizes, oh fuck, it scolds.
Like, since we're talking about robots, I really enjoyed that episode where Megumi and Skull have like the robot fight or whatever.
Robot Wars.
I was like, Robot Wars. I was like, this is pretty cool. I like it. I wouldn't say it's like my favorite episode, but it was
a good really. There's like no good. There's like no bad episodes for this show. What was your least favorite episode? That's what I want to ask.
That's a hard, like,
that's hard, right?
Like, I guess by default it'd be like the last 3 episodes, because they're not that good. They're all right. I mean, I guess they're just trying to fit a storyline, and I completely understand. I completely understand that
you need to wrap it up with something like that.
No, because in the last 3 episodes, it's the progenitor to the next season of Oh My Goddess, which makes sense, because the synopsis for the next season is that because of what happened at the last 3 episodes or wherever, where everything is reset and his wish is reset, Bill Danny now doesn't technically need to stay with him, and that's kind of the progenitor of what's going into season 2.
Because I did feel like they randomly introduced a major character at the very end of Valkyrie. It's like, why is she barely getting any screen time? And then after the show ended, I looked, I was like, oh shit, there's a season 2? I thought this was just a standalone. That makes sense. I mean, I guess we got the episode where he used the mouth-to-mouth to give her the medicine, which was my favorite episode, and then the kiss on the cheek at the end. Which is great, because, a lot of these romance comedy shows just never even end up with a kiss on the hand or anything like that.
Like with Japanese TV shows or whatever, like drama, like Japanese
no gratification.
Dramas. Yeah, like the best thing you're gonna get with like Japanese dramas is like hand holding.
Well, I mean, this was no, I don't think that's true, not necessarily, but like it's a big thing that makes me not like high school anime, stuff like that.
Like, it's because they don't choose, like, just choose, go for it, just choose. I mean, he's already chosen. He's just that he's that type of person. That makes sense though, because they showed up to him and he's that type of person. So it makes sense that he has cold feet, and then he has cold feet throughout the whole thing. I think
mostly what's blocking him is him thinking the wish is what is making her, like, he doesn't want to force it. Yeah, that's totally understandable. That like that he has that kind of syndrome where it's like, I don't want to start anything because she's staying here But
That's
also
not.
because she's a goddess and he's a human. So he
Yeah.
has a
Well,
inferiority context on not being able to do magics and shit.
no, it's not that. It's
He didn't
you
feel
know
worthy
he.
or had the confidence to pursue her.
Yeah, I feel like it's more of a confidence thing because um I remember during one of the episodes like like I feel like I'm holding you against your will or whatever. That's what he says. And then she says like, like I'm even though that was your wish, and
Yeah.
like and you made me stay here, like I could go at any time, if if God deems it like this relationship is not working out, I could leave. So technically, yeah, like he wished for her to stay, but if something
Yeah.
goes south, she could technically just leave. But she doesn't because she's a nice person.
Well, and she has
And
the feelings.
yeah, so I like we could already see that during like the episode where
Oh, for sure, yeah.
the poverty demon, she gets jealous and everything. I thought
Even
that
on
was
the
great.
bicycle, that's what the word I was thinking of. He didn't have the confidence, and that was the major confidence giver episode for Keiji, I think.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. Like, don't you think that? Man, you know what we never talk about enough is Sayoko. I like Sayoko as a character, just because she's like that cog in the or that bolt in
Well, she's the
the
first
wheel.
bad guy to Belvani
Yeah,
and Keiji, and then it's Mahler and Erd and Skuld a little bit
but as a bad guy, I think she's my favorite bad guy though
for the show.
because
For me,
yeah,
Mahler, because he's the one or she is the one that makes all the crazy funny things happen.
nah, I just like how Sayoko is like she plays the mind games where she's trying to get with Keiichi like the whole time. Like the part where I love the part where like she asks if Keiichi wants to ride home, and he's like, okay, yeah, sure. And then she tries to drive him to the beach, but we learned that like there's a system force that's stopping them from like being far apart. And then every time she tries to drive to the beach, there's always like a bunch of road blockages or whatever trying to stop her from getting
The
to the
tower
beach.
falling on the truck next to them almost
Yeah.
freaking killed her. Oh, she could have
Yeah.
legit died. I don't think the goddess system would kill anybody though.
I think it would. We're I like Beldani even said like urgently that like if we're separated apart too much, really bad stuff
Oh
could happen.
yeah,
So
that's right, right.
yeah, but it got less crazy throughout the show, like with the season 4 because it kind of died down a little bit.
It
But
definitely because it got weaker with her power and the bugs
yeah,
in the system.
yeah, but I just like Sayoko just because of how like stupid her plans are. Like I love the part where she kidnaps Keiichi, and then like to torture him, she puts like slugs all over him, and then the part where
No,
she
dude,
starts
the
smashing
cars.
miniature cars.
Oh my god, it's a rare treasure.
Like
There's
you
only
can't
so
do
many of
this.
those in the capital or the nation.
She starts smashing all these miniature cars, and he just goes buck wild about like their precious treasures. and then and then I love how she slowly just accepts that Mel Danny's like not a normal girl. Like
Yeah, I mean, she sees it.
yeah,
She, oh shit,
like
okay.
no. Do you remember the part where like them two are like plotting against Keiichi or whatever, and then she just straight up casts a spell to get no, I think it was her that cast a spell that gets them drunk
Yeah.
or whatever.
Well, she sees through the bullshit, I guess, because she has a tolerance. But the other guy apparently doesn't, and he just is like okay with it for a little bit.
Oh, did you see that bottle of Jack Daniels?
Yeah.
Did you
Dude, the
see
product placement.
It was a product placement. I thought it was product
Was it
placement.
Bootleg Jack Daniels or what?
It was Dak Daniels.
Oh yeah, I found the
Dak
most
Daniels?
obscure bootleg company ever in anime when they were looking for homes to. I think it's for Megumi,
Yeah.
and they went to the,
Holding
Century
office?
21 in
Yeah.
America. It's like a
Mhm.
big realtor group. I think they had
Mhm.
like Century 13 or a word with a C, but with the same format, the logo.
Century, I think it was like Century 31, wasn't it? Or
13
something?
was the
Or
number, but the
13?
word I don't remember exactly. It just made me laugh because that's out there for copying a logo.
I mean, the Jack Daniel logo was pretty
But that's
spot on.
World-renowned company. I wouldn't think of a realtor group in America would be. Maybe they have bases in Japan. Who knows?
Yeah, that was my thought too when you brought it up. I'm like, yeah, why is there an American company? But I guess they probably have like a Japanese division or something like that too, and that's why it's so prevalent.
Yeah, it's probably like the only reason.
I mean, but if you think about it, Jack Daniels it's an American company, so
it's alcohol, dude. It's like how we have known about Lucky Strikes. I think they're Japanese or Asian. And the
Sapporo. Yeah, of course. Yeah, that makes
sake.
sense. I mean,
people
I don't think I've ever
dude, for a long time.
I've never had a Sapporo. Like, have you seen a Sapporo in America?
They have the beer everywhere. The Sapporo, yeah, for a long time.
Oh, have they?
Oh yeah, dude.
I've had Lucky Tiger, but I've never had Sapporo. Maybe I just don't know the place itself.
Kirin Ichiban another brand?
I don't. Like, it's probably only like in Japanese or Chinese restaurants, right?
No, I've seen it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Maybe like it's just one of those brands that you don't really consider like just ever getting it. Like honestly, I rarely ever drink like beers or anything like that, because like usually when you think beers, you think of like, oh, you know, we're in America, you got to drink Budweiser or whatever like that. But I guess Sapporo is like probably a big name too. That
now the big thing here is like seltzers and 0 calories.
Just stupid stuff. Yeah, it makes sense. Any actually parting words, I guess, since we're getting close to our end goal here?
I want to watch the second season, but I already know we got some more shows to watch for the future eps. So it's gonna take a back burner.
It is a big investment, isn't it? Like, it's a great, like,
yeah.
I don't know what stopped you from watching. Yeah, like, I don't know what stopped you from watching it. This anime, it's a great anime. I love
other anime.
But it's a great anime.
It is a filler anime, but it's a good one. Classic.
It's a great anime. Like, what would you give it score wise?
Just for like all genres of anime, right?
Like, just like in general, would you like if someone
solid
were to ask
7,
you like
6 point between? I guess a 6.7 for me.
6.7. I give it like a solid 7.5, maybe an 8. I really like the anime. It's a great anime.
It's on the high. It's above, quality.
It's one of those animes you can actually recommend to a person getting into anime. Like, I want a like a funny romance comedy. This would be a great recommendation to someone who likes romance comedies.
This is true.
Yeah, like it's definitely like a gateway anime. I would consider Amagos to be a good gateway anime to people who've never seen anime before. It's great. I like it. In regards to I don't think you haven't seen the OVAs, right?
Not at all.
Oh, I love the OVAs.
I probably watched the OVA for season 1 though, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. In regards to season 2, maybe we'll watch it when we have more time, or maybe like
that'd be a good idea.
Yeah, because I love Amagos, and I think I don't know if I can remember as much from season 2 as I can in season 1, because season 1 was really good. I really enjoyed season 1.
Super memorable.
But season 2 had like a better storyline, I'm guessing, because the whole entire plot of season 2 is like, oh, you don't have to stay with me.
And you already have the established characters too, so you can build on that.
Yeah, exactly. And I think they introduced a couple more characters, which I feel like they don't need to, but the characters they always add are always like very well written. Like coming from like season 1, like all the characters were well done. Like none of the characters were like just kind of half-assed.
Yeah.
They were pretty rounded. So yeah, I definitely recommend it. Like I would say this is a really good rainy day anime, like one of the better ones. I would say, like,
I'd agree.
If you want something to watch and you want like a sappy, romance comedy or whatever, definitely watch. Oh my god, because it's great and it has a good opening and has a good closing. Like
all of the closings were good, but the last closing was really good.
When you say the last closing, are you talking about the second closing, or are you talking about the
I don't remember the title.
Reused.
I don't. I couldn't remember. I didn't look at the titles of the songs.
The one where they're riding on a motorbike.
Yeah.
Oh, that was I love that. I love that ending. That was a great ending. I guess that's pretty much all we have to say about Oh My Goddess. Any final parting words?
I enjoyed it. Do watch it if you're just feeling in the mood for a comedy romance.
All right, then. I guess we'll catch you guys later. Bye.